Taiwan's defense ministry is releasing its latest threat assessment. The report says a full-scale Chinese invasion of Taiwan would be extremely difficult for Beijing to pull off. Let's look at why that's the case.
In a report to lawmakers, Taiwan's defense ministry said there are three major weaknesses in the Chinese army's current strategy for a potential attack on Taiwan. First, the Communist Party's army does not have enough landing vehicles to send all of its troops to Taiwan at once. Instead, they'd have to be divided into multiple echelons, leaving the scattered forces at a disadvantage. Secondly, the Chinese force would first have to seize Taiwan's ports and airports to drop off its troops, but the Taiwanese army staunchly defend its ports and airstrips. A quick Chinese takeover would prove no easy feat. Thirdly, the Chinese military may face supply challenges. In order to restock Chinese troops, weapons, ammunition, food, and medicine would all have to be transported to the island over the Taiwan Strait. Experts say an all-out invasion of Taiwan would be the biggest and most complex amphibious landing ever attempted.
If the Chinese Communist Party attacks Taiwan by force, Taiwan has already thought through all the possible ways. Defensive operations on large islands are advantageous to the defender. Modern technology provides more cheaper and more effective options for the anti-landing side.
The report also notes the proximity of U.S. and Japanese bases to Taiwan, pointing out that the Chinese Communist military would have to retain forces to defend against intervention from the U.S. and Japan. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida pledged in November to consider all options to create a stronger self-defense force. That's to protect the country amid growing threats. And for the security situation around Japan, Kishida warned the reality is more severe than ever. Former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is also hinting at Japan's possible military role in a conflict over Taiwan.
There is no question that a Chinese invasion of Taiwan would impose a significant risk to the land of Japan both geographically and spatially. A Taiwan emergency is a Japanese emergency, and therefore an emergency for the U.S.-Japan alliance. People in Beijing, especially President Xi Jinping, should never have a misunderstanding in recognizing this. I think that Japan, Taiwan, and all the democratic countries need to keep urging President Xi Jinping and the leaders of the Chinese Communist Party not to step onto a wrong path. Military misadventure would lead to economic suicide.
Overall, a full-on invasion would present huge risks for Beijing, though experts say the regime does have other means to bring Taiwan to its knees.